the islands to go live in Sora's
Oh,
heart
into
and heal
Sora?
up. Sure, okay.
Oh my
Aqua takes
god.
Ventus's
Oh, how many people are inside Sora? Pause. Kingdom Hearts is a series that we did play here on the channel. We did get through the first game as well as Rechain of Memories and a little bit of the second game, but because I am just so incredibly bad at real-time action games, and because the PC port of Kingdom Hearts was kind of buggy for whatever reason, maybe it just generally is, we had decided to drop the series. Regardless of that though, that doesn't mean that I can't learn about the actual story behind Kingdom Hearts. That was one of the parts that I was actually enjoying about it too. So today we're going to be checking out a good enough summary of Kingdom Hearts. I think I'll do this all in one video with the third game as well as the Remind DLC added in as well. But of course, before we begin, this is just a reaction video. Please make sure to go and support the OG, linked at the top of the description, as always.
Welcome to a good enough summary of Kingdom Hearts. I've only played Kingdom Hearts 1 and like a third of Kingdom Hearts 2, but I've always been fascinated by the series. I mean, what does any of this mean? So I sat down with this good boy Gam and he explained everything to me for 7.
That's right. I believe my friend Serpy, who was the one who initially got me into Kingdom Hearts, was telling me about this guy who sat down with his friend and then he had him explain to him on stream for like 7 or 8 hours of what the story of Kingdom Hearts was, and then he made a video. I guess this is that video.
Hours.
Okay, yes, but it's a lot stupider than you think. And we'll get to that in a long time. I'm still angry.
Okay. And now I'm going to explain everything to you in slightly less time. Please treat any non-accuracy as a true game word. But before we plunge headfirst into the terror that awaits us, there's some stuff you just gotta accept about the world of Kingdom Hearts. 1. Hearts are not literally hearts. They're kinda like a person's soul, but more like their emotional soul, I guess. 2. Light equals good and dark equals bad, and these are not metaphor, they're tangible forces within the universe. 3. If you lose your heart, or it's overcome by darkness, it turns into one of these little guys called a heartless. 4. A body without a heart is an empty husk that turns into one of these slithery dudes, a nobody. Okay? So you lose your heart, you create both a heartless and a nobody. Simple enough. 5.
And that was what happened with Sora at the end of the first game, right? And that's why in the second game we have Roxas, who's basically just Sora, just, you know, mixed around and add an X in there. If
you're strong-willed enough, your husk turns into a special kind of nobody that looks like you and can talk and stuff. Okay, sure, fine, why not? 6. If both the heartless and nobody are destroyed, the original person is made whole again. And whole people are called somebodies. Just, I know.
Yeah.
There's Disney and Final Fantasy characters everywhere. And retcons. 8. This is more of a personal note, but I find it easier to take this all in if you consider it more of an avant-garde interactive art piece than a traditional narrative. Okay, let's dive in.
Roger that.
Take the wheel. King.
I'm not exactly a stranger to retcon lore. Don't worry. Getting into Warhammer, you just kind of learn to accept it.
Kingdom Hearts 1. We start in Destiny Islands, and if you think that name is heavy-handed now, just you wait. There's a bunch of kids running around, but we only care about 3 of them. Sora, the plucky one, Riku, the angsty one, and Kairi, the milquetoast girl with no discernible personality traits whatsoever. Now,
oh my god, Kairi. Kairi as a character. She's really just there, isn't she? I think I was talking about this with Serby as well, but in like the Remind DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3, I think you get to play as Kairi, finally, but even then it doesn't really amount to much from what I've heard. That's kind of unfortunate. I feel like she's in a unique position to, I don't know, be a more pivotal character for both Sora as well as Riku. But once I got into the series, I realized that it was literally just a Sora x Riku kind of story. It was really about them. Nothing about Kairi.
Despite having their own cluster of islands to call their own, these kids decide it's not enough and build a raft to go on their own adventures. But suddenly, shroop, a big old portal opens up and Heartless start pouring out. Sora tries to fight them and is absolutely useless until a Keyblade suddenly appears in his hand. And he's all like, nice. Now, Keyblades aren't just big keys. Well, I mean, they are, but they're also big metaphorical keys.
The funniest thing ever is the fact that Sora doesn't know how to use his Keyblade to like open locked chests, so he just taps the top of it and then the chest opens. And even when he uses it to close off like a world from the other worlds or whatever, he just points it and a little laser beam shoots out. I don't think he ever uses the Keyblade as like an actual key. Does he? I could be forgetting something, but I remember making jokes about that when we were streaming the game.
They can destroy darkness and repair worlds and just generally do whatever the developers need them to do at that moment. And also they're sort of like Harry Potter ones where they choose their master, kinda. So Sora beats the crap out of some Heartless and then Riku's like, dude, this evil portal is totally sweet. And Sora's like, I don't know, man, that looks like a bad time.
Voice.
And Riku's like, I'm gonna go through there. Nope. You should come too. Nuh-uh. Okay then. Yeah. I'll just, nope. Here I go. You should not. Through the spooky portal. And then everything explodes and Sora goes flying and Kairi sort of phases through Sora. Yeah, that's a little weird.
I remember that moment, yeah. Apparently that is a very pivotal moment that spawns a bunch of games too from just that. I'm not really aware of that. I just picked that up from like, I don't know, Oblivion and Serby just talking about it.
I swear Mickey Mouse, yes, Mickey Mouse, did I stutter? Is like, I gotta go, see you later, huh? And Donald and Goofy are like, you, what? You're the king. You can't just find the Keyblade wielder, bye-bye. I don't understand what's happening. So after exploding and flying through space for a while, Sora wakes up in this strange city with bumpin' music called Traverse Town. He meets up with Donald and Goofy, who are like, is that a Keyblade? And Sora's like, don't touch it. Meanwhile, Riku gracefully emerges from his creepy portal thing and meets up with Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty, and she's like, Riku, you should totally join me. Look, Sora doesn't even care about you anymore. He has new friends now. And Riku's like, these vibes I'm getting from you are definitely trustworthy. So
yeah. Maleficent definitely seems like the most trustworthy person ever. Although, just the way the relationship between Riku and Maleficent kind of worked. Maleficent was basically Riku's mom.
Sora teams up with Dobbled and Goombi so they can find their friends. They travel through a bunch of Disney worlds that literally do not matter what's.
We don't need to visit that goddamn Little Mermaid world ever again in any series ever. Let it die. Please. Even after I finished playing the game, Under the Sea was still playing in my head.
Like, it's fine if you want to hang out with the adorable little teacup from Beauty and the Beast, and this guy over here, Chub play the tub, fine, but it does not matter to the story.
Yeah.
Eventually, they wind up at a big old castle called Holo Bastion. Riku pops up, and Sora's like, Riku, my friend, after being separated for so long, I have finally found you. And Riku's like, girl, that Keyblade's only been hanging out with you to make me jealous. And Keyblade-chan zwoops on over to Riku-kun. Oh, Scoots, says Sora. Well, it doesn't matter. With Donald and Goofy at my side, we can't... Our allegiance is with the Keyblade, not you.
They just betray him.
Then Sora...
Well, I mean, I didn't expect any less from Donald. Donald wasn't really all that useful anyways. I always swapped him out for somebody else whenever we got to a Disney World and we got their unique character. Even when you put Donald on like, heal or like use support skills, sometimes he just wouldn't heal you, no matter what. And it got even worse in the second game when he kept just repeating the same line over and over again. I got it! I got it! No, you don't got it, Donald. Just shut up, please.
Has a mopey road trip with Beast from Beauty and the Beast until they discovered this super spooky room with a giant keyhole and a bunch of sleeping Disney princesses. Riku's in the corner with Keyblade-chan going, oh yeah, and then what did he say? Oh girl, he did not, wow, what a creep,
basically.
But then Sora delivers this badass monologue about friendship and hearts and stuff, and Keyblade-chan gets all flustered and tsundere and zwoops back on over to Sora, and he's all, nice. Riku goes, yeah, well at least I still have Ansem, and Sora's like, who's Ansem? And Riku's like, this super evil dude that's possessing me, he was also like totally pulling Maleficent's strings or whatever. And she's like, it be like that though. And Sora goes, you what, Mike? And also Kairi's been drooling face down in the corner this whole time, but nobody knows because she's just that boring. Beast, who's been awkwardly in the room this whole time, points her out, and after a few minutes they remember who she is. Kairi! free, cries Sora. Riku drones on for a while about how Kairi's the last princess Ansem needs for his evil scheme. And also remember when Destiny Islands blew up and Kairi went zzzz through Sora? Yeah, her heart has been inside of Sora this whole time. Sora goes, ew, OMG, and commits Sudoku with his Keyblade. This frees Kairi's heart and revives her. Yay!
But
this also frees
makes
Sora's
Sora
heart, so he's a heartless now.
heartless.
But Kairi's like,
there's also
Bibbidi
nobody
Bobbidi Deus
somewhere.
Machina, bitch. And Sora turns back to normal, which contradicts everything we understand about how any of this works, but sure, fine. Ansem's
Actually, yeah, true. Wasn't that moment basically just Kairi hugging Sora whenever we got to like the bottom floor of the castle? I guess that's just the Disney magic working, even though we had previously established here in the video that you had to kill both the nobody and the heartless in order to create the somebody.
sees all this and is like, seriously, like, I checked the wiki and they used the word somehow. Whatever, I'm out.
Somehow?
And Sora follows him to Destiny Islands, but now it's all destroyed,
sure.
so it's Deprestiny Islands. Ansem and Sora have a good old-fashioned anime showdown. You know, Sora believes in himself, Ansem turns into a boat, and the player mashes X a lot until Ansem is like, all right, whatever, I'm gonna open the door to Kingdom Hearts, which is the source of all hearts, and it's all darkness in there and stuff.
This boss fight against Ansem was so bad for me. Because as I mentioned, I was really bad at the real-time action stuff. I have very horrible reaction time. We had to redo this fight like well over 20-30 times, and especially when he became the ship.
I love darkness, check out my tattoo. And Sora's like, all right, fine, open it, you dollar store goth, and sort of fumbles with his Oakleys for a moment because guess what? It's light. Ansem is all, curses, foiled,
Kingdom Hearts is
bingus
light.
bongus, and he explodes. Sora tries to close the door to Kingdom Hearts, but he can't. Oh no.
He can't.
Until guess what?
Mickey.
Riku. Wait, how is he in there?
Riku.
And guess what? Mickey. What?
Yeah.
Wait, where's his shirt? Remember this, it's important, I swear, do not forget. Riku and
Surfy told me about this one. He doesn't have a shirt, so they have to have the Heartless take off his shirt and rip it apart in order to make sure the continuity sticks.
Mickey helped close the door from the inside, and bingus bongus bablamo. All the broken worlds go back to normal, and everybody returns to Destiny Islands, and Sora is like, okay, I'll be back, I gotta go save Riku and Mickey. And Kairi just kind of stands there because she has no agency and is barely a character.
Yeah.
Chain of
Unfortunately.
Memories.
Maybe unpopular opinion. Chain of Memories was my favorite. Played 1, Chain of Memories, and 2. Chain of Memories was my favorite because I am a card game player at heart. I really enjoyed the deck building system and how you could like stack your deck in order to create slates, or like double them up to create double slates whenever you lost your first card after using that slate. And so you would have these pre-made out strategies for boss fights that you could kind of counter depending on like the card number, and it was a lot of fun, even though it was extremely frustrating at first. But I still would highly recommend you at least like try to give it a chance. You know, I know that there's a lot of people who want to go through all the Kingdom Hearts series, but then when they get to Chain of Memories, they see the gameplay and they just dip. I think it's worthwhile. It was really fun, but I guess to each their own. I'm just gonna say, please give it a chance.
5 minutes later, Sora is walking down a road with Dorbald and Goblin when a hooded figure arrives and mumbles something about mysteries. Mysteries. They continue down the path and arrive at Castle Oblivion. Ooh. Sora works his way through the castle and meets a whole bunch of creepy figures that dramatically take off their hoods to reveal their sweet anime hair. There's Larxene and Marluxia and Axel and Lexius and
Marluxia
Zexion
kinda
and
cute.
Vexen, also known as all the sweet LiveJournal blogs used to follow in middle school. They take turns showing up to do something mysterious, and then Sora blows them up. Except Axel, he survives, because he had the biggest anime hair of them all. Meanwhile,
Axel's
Sora's
a good
losing his
boy.
memories. Oh no! The further he moves into the castle, the more his real memories get replaced by fake memories. He starts remembering this girl who kind of looks like Kairi, but she's not. She's got different hair and
Namine,
almost a
yeah.
personality. Her name is Namine. And Sora's like, I don't remember anything else, so I better find this Namine. She seems important and was along for adventure.
Namine is Kairi's nobody, right? I think that was established in Kingdom Hearts 2.
This whole time. Also, I kind of feel like I want to give her a smooch. A few games of poker later, Sora finally reaches Namine, and she's like, yeah, I stole
I just noticed a few games of poker later. Yeah, that's basically it.
all your memories. You have to take a nap so I can restore them, but you'll forget everything from this game. You won't even remember me. But Sora's like,
Wait, no! Oh god, I just realized what moment is about to come up. Oh, Jesus, Jiminy. Why couldn't we have written a more detailed note? There's literally no reason. We could have just written more. There's so much space in your journal. Whatever. Whatever. It's so frustrating. But I guess that's also on par with Sora and like how he goes about doing things. Sora's not exactly the brightest cookie out there.
Already asleep in this big old fancy pod. Durlap and Gruff share the economy class pod, and they deserve it for wasting all the health potions. You had one job! Meanwhile, Riku and Mickey just kinda leave Kingdom Hearts. Riku takes the wake up floating in a void option, then teleports into Castle Oblivion because he ventures through the castle but doesn't lose his memories because Namine only got eyes for Sora, know what I mean? He meets a bunch of those hooded weirdos, which, by the way, all belong to a group/cult called Organization 13. More on that in a bit. And later runs into a clone of himself. Riku's like, whoa, it's a clone of me, sweet. And the clone is like, no, you're the clone. My name is Replica Riku, and wait a minute.
I think Riku's side of the game, it was a very different flavor, that's for sure. I don't know which one I preferred, to be honest. I'm gonna have to go back and check those live streams in order to see. But yeah, it was a very different playstyle. And I guess I kind of liked the mix-up.
And why is Replica my name? So Riku kicks him a few times and Replica Riku explodes. Then Riku bumps into this red mummy named Diz, and he's like, don't worry about me for now. Actually, don't worry about any of this. You got like 5 games to go before things start to make sense. And then Mickey hops on Riku's back and is like, well, I'm gonna help you control your darkness better. Let's go. And that's about it for Chain.
Yeah, that's right. It's kind of like Spirit Mickey along with you for whatever reason.
Memories. The next game is Kingdom Hearts 2, which starts with not Sora, but with this guy, Roxas. To find out what his deal is, we need to first check out 358 over 2 days.
Okay, I think this was the game where the gameplay it really is not good. Apparently, there was one game where I was recommended to just watch the movies to just learn the story, and it's probably this one.
That title. So, okay, again, remember when Sora had a Sudoku and released Kairi's heart and turned himself into a Heartless? That also created Sora's Nobody, who wakes up in Twilight Town one day all, boopity boopity, where the poopity am I? He's found by this weirdo named Xemnas, who's like, welcome to Organization 13. Here's your spooky cloak and how to infuriatingly speak in riddles guide. Also, your name is Roxas. Xemnas introduces Roxas to the rest of the Breakfast Club. Luxor, Demix, Syx, Zaldin, Zigbar, remember him for later, and hey, we know these guys.
Zigbar. Okay. I know enough about Kingdom Hearts to know that Zigbar is very, very important and kind of a dick. I guess we'll see.
Guys, this game takes place at the same time as Chain of Memories, so you got some characters going back and forth between the two. It's super. Roxas goes on adventures around Disney World and becomes best buds with one organization member in particular, Axel. They eat ice cream and just totally brought. It's super cute. Then Xemnas is like, yo, some stuff is going down at Castle Oblivion. Who's in? And a bunch of Organization 13 members head over there, including Axel, and then that ties in the Chain of Memories. Then a new character pops up, the 14th member of Organization 13. What? Her name is Shion, and she's like, I'm weird. I don't know who I am. And for good reason. Turns out she's... Let me just check my notes here. Replica of Sora created by Xemnas using the memories Naminé took from Sora as a failsafe in case Roxas ended up not going along with Xemnas' crazy schemes. And thanks to Naminé, some of Sora's memories wound up in Roxas too. So Shion P-
Okay, so that's who Shion is. Alright, let me just take a look at that graph again. 1 second.
Replica of Sora created by Xemnas using the memories Naminé took from Sora as a failsafe in case Roxas ended up not going along with Xemnas' crazy schemes.
Okay. So why is Sora's replica a girl? Is it because those are the memories that Naminé took? You know what? I'm just gonna stop asking questions.
Shion pieces out in an attempt to save us all from having to understand what's going on, but Xemnas captures her and reprograms her to make her attack Roxas. Because if Shion defeats Roxas, then Sora will never be able to get his memories back. But Roxas defeats Shion and she's like, cough, sputter, you gotta merge with Sora and defeat Xemnas. And Roxas is like, what's a Sora? Is that a type of ice cream? But before she can reply, she porfs into Roxas. Dang. Riku shows up because, sure, why not? And he's like, okay, Roxas, time to go back to Sora. And Roxas is like, I don't wanna. Also, whom's this Sora? And Riku's like, fine, sit inside this computer simulation until you cool off. And Roxas is like, what are any of these words you're saying? Which leads us to Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
We meet up with Roxas,
In the
who's inside a
simulation.
computer simulation of Twilight Town, except he lost most of his memories and doesn't know he's inside a computer. And I mean, we're not supposed to either, because 358 over 2 days released like 4 years after Kingdom Hearts 2, but trust me, it's just easier to understand this way. So Roxas has his weird summer break and eats lots of ice cream and experiences a bunch of brain freezes and glitches in the Matrix until one day Axel shows up. And he's all like, Roxas, you're in a computer, I'm your friend. And Roxas is like, what's a computer? Then he meets Namine, who goes, you're Sora's nobody. And Roxas is like, whoa, what's a nobody? He doesn't understand what's going on, but that's okay
Doesn't know
because
anything.
neither do we. He finally
Yeah.
runs into Diz, who goes, look, just merge with Sora and everything will be cool. And Roxas goes, okay, but there better be ice cream there. So he absorbs out of the computer
Poor
and into Sora, and
Roxas.
Sora finally
Roxas just wanted to have a good summer. It was actually kind of really sad to see that. In order for Sora to exist, Roxas can't.
wakes up with all of his memories back, minus everything that happened in Chain of Memories. And I guess Dallas
Yeah.
and Gommet wake up too, whatever. Mickey, now in a badass hoodie, sends them off to meet the wizard, a wonderful wizard named Yen Sid. And he looks like this. Yen Sid goes, first of all, those outfits have to go. Zippers are
Oh,
out.
yeah, we
belts
got
are
the-
in. Second,
yeah,
you need your driver's
even more
license.
belts.
Go visit more Disney worlds. So they visit some more merchandising opportunities and keep bumping into Maleficent, now joined by Pete and a bunch of those Organization 13 weirdos. They just don't quit, do they? At one point, there's a battle with 1,000,000,000,000 Heartless, and Goofy gets hit by a boulder and dies. Yeah,
What?
he's dead. Hengus Bunger, you're 6 feet under. Somewhere in all this mess, we get a
What
big ol'
happened?
exposition dump. A while ago, there was a nice bearded man named Ansem the Wise, who was a man of
Oh,
science.
Ansem.
Or the Kingdom Hearts equivalent of science, because this guy was
Okay, I feel like we're going to territory that I have no idea about at all. So, this'll be interesting.
researching hearts and light and wrote his dissertation on feeling good and having friends. Now, Ansem the Wise had an apprentice by the name of Xehanort, who let his heart get consumed
Xehanort. Okay. Yeah, that's, main villain of the entire series. That I know.
by darkness because he's a weirdo. This created Xehanort's Heartless, which confusingly decided to call itself Ansem. Psst, this was the bad guy in Kingdom Hearts 1, not Wise
Yeah.
Ansem. They're completely different people. And Xehanort's Nobody, which called itself Xemnas. Hey, we know that guy. Meanwhile, Kairi's
Yeah,
standing
okay.
exactly where Sora left her on Destiny Islands, but somehow in a new outfit, when Axel swoops in and kidnaps her. He wants his buddy Roxas back, and he's not gonna let Organization 13 boss him around no more. Oh no siree. But he instantly sacrifices himself so Sora can jump through a portal to the world that never was. Sora's like, how can I
Okay.
be in a place that never was when it clearly currently is? But just then a mysterious figure emerges. It's Ansem, but no, it's
No,
Riku.
it's Riku.
Riku, but he looks like Ansem? Okie dokie. Sora
Okay.
goes on a
Huh. Or maybe I did get to this point and I just forgot about it. I know that Riku actually, okay, yeah. I'm just gonna go with the flow. I feel like my memories are getting jumbled up here.
heart unlocking spree until Diz appears and he's like, you think that I'm a mummy now? Here's a
Oh my
surprise.
God,
These two
the
eyes are my
JoJo
disguise.
pose.
I'm really Ansem the Wise. The bad guys
Oh,
are conspiring
no.
to make their own Kingdom Hearts, but they forgot a little something that's right, my looks and my smarts. I'm gonna use this pewter here to digitize the skies. You better idolize and recognize I'm Ansem the Wise. Sora, Donald, Goofy, Riku, Mickey, and Kairi. I bid
is
you all
that?
adieu
Oh.
because my computer is backfiring. So Diz's computer explodes, which causes Diz to disappear, and
That was actually a really good song. We were dropping bars there. Okay, maybe I do know this. Or I had theorized that Diz was like Ansem the Wise. I'm pretty sure we had like notes from Ansem the Wise that we picked up and like read throughout the series. I could be wrong though, and this might just be like some sort of form of osmosis from just being on the internet and hearing about things from Kingdom Hearts.
for some reason also turns Riku back to normal. Xemnas is all, my beautiful plan ruined, etc., let us fight. Sora and Riku hold hands and prepare for a good old-fashioned anime showdown. Sora believes in himself, Xemnas turns into a boat, and the player mashes X a
Not
lot and
again.
sometimes triangle until Xemnas is defeated. Everyone winds up back on Destiny Islands because sure, whatever. And Namine's there too, and she's like, hey Kairi, nice to meet you. I'm your nobody. And Kairi stares into the middle distance. Yeah, so everything ties back to the moment Sora released his and Kairi's hearts. Either it's poetic in its simplicity or stupid in its stupidity, I don't know. This moment should have created 2 Heartlesses and at least 1 nobody, because Kairi's heart isn't really connected to her body at this point. But
Yeah.
Kairi is a princess of heart, meaning she has 0 darkness in her heart, so she doesn't create a Heartless. She does create a nobody, but she has no body for it to form from, so while Sora is busy splitting off into his Heartless and his nobody, Kairi's nobody, Namine, is created from Kairi's heart and Sora's body, which explains why she was able to meddle with his memories and whatnot. So to sum it up, and I don't know, I said up front this thing was filled with retcons, right? Sora goes, oh yeah, Roxas has been kinda rumbly lately, you okay, little fella? So Sora and Roxas share a ghost hug, and Kairi and Namine are chill, I guess. Oh, and the Goofy recovers from being dead.
Ow!
But then a letter washes up on the shore with that dang old Mickey Mouse insignia on it. What do you want now, you creepy rat? But before we open that envelope, birth by sleep. Diddly-diddly-diddly.
Yeah, now we're getting to the territory that I have definitely no idea about. All this hearts and darkness and nobodies. Oh man, it gets so confusing sometimes. Especially when there's like rules that don't apply in this specific situation. But I think I'm still keeping up somehow.
10 years earlier, we got these 3 sweet pieces of anime hair. Aqua, Terra, and Ventus. Weirdly, Ventus looks a lot like Roxas.
Is not Roxas.
Like, identical. I mean, I know compared to Dozenkrantz and Goofenstern over here, Roxas and Sora look a lot alike, but trust me, Roxas resembles this guy, Ventus.
Very
for
much.
Reasons. The 3 of them are being trained by Master Ericus to become Keyblade Masters. Ventus is too young and spunky, so he has to wait while Aqua and Terra take their final test, the Mark of Mastery. Also, we're in this place, the Land of Departure. Aqua passes and she's all like, neat. But Terra fails because he's got too much angsty darkness and Spencer's coupons inside his heart. And Ericus takes one look and goes, girl, get yourself sorted out. Meanwhile,
is Terra gonna get possessed by Xehanort at some point? I feel like that darkness in his heart is gonna come back into play.
While in a fancy land for fancy lads called Radiant Garden, Ansem the Wise is researching how hearts work and stuff. He's got some test tubes and like a computer, and he's going, oh yes, interesting. And he's surrounded by all of his hot anime friends who kinda look familiar. There's also a little girl here named Kairi who's got no personality. Look at her go. Elsewhere, Aqua and Terra pop out of a portal on Destiny Islands because of course they do. They meet these 2 little babbies named Sora and Riku. Terra walks over and is like, ew, this one is totally giving me Ventus vibes. Hey kid, now you know how to use a Keyblade. You won't remember this when you're older. And Riku dribbles on himself. Also, Kairi comes over from Radiant Garden and Aqua maybe teaches her how to use a Keyblade? Ventus is wandering alone by himself somewhere when
I mean, you would hope. I think with my knowledge of the Remind DLC, at least that did potentially happen. If only she used that knowledge earlier.
this hot piece of action rolls up on a motorcycle and is like, remember me? And Ventus is like, nope. And Hot Stuff takes off his helmet and is like, how about now? And Ventus is like, sorry, I only know one other dude with yellow eyes. Wait! Turns out Ventus forgot a whole bunch of stuff that was super important. Before he was being trained by Master Ericus, his master was this objectively evil-looking dude with yellow eyes named Master Xehanort. How about that? Xehanort was trying to get Ventus to unleash the darkness in his heart to summon this all-powerful Keyblade called the Keyblade. That's the Greek letter key. But Ventus was like, I don't wanna, I'm a good boy, look at my badge. And Xehanort's like, fine, I'll just take your darkness myself. And goes shoobly bop, sucks the darkness out of Ventus's heart and makes Motorcycle Man, also known as Vanitas. Oh, and he looks exactly like an evil Sora, but just don't think about it, it's fine. Flashback over, Ventus is like, oh yeah, I remember. And Vanitas is like, cool, we gotta fight. Meet me at the Keyblade Graveyard. Okay, so long ago there were tons of Keyblade wielders and they all fought over the Keyblade in this epic war, and now all that's left is a bunch of keys in the ground. But Ventus knows all this and just goes, "K." Meanwhile, Terra's getting super moody and kills Master Ericus. Ericus is like, Ventus? Why my pupil? And Terra's like, I don't know, Gam didn't go over this part in detail, but I'm assuming darkness? Then everyone piles into the minivan and heads on over to the Keyblade Graveyard for their big anime fight. And you know it's serious because nobody turns into a boat. Ventus versus Vanitas.
Considering the fact that both the first game and the second game have their bosses turning into boats, yeah, that makes sense.
Terra versus Xehanort, who's like, hello. And Aqua versus this dude who you might recognize better like this, but he doesn't have his cool eye patch and scar yet. Him named Breg. Xehanort is like,
Breg, yeah,
I'll
sure.
have the Keyblade, not Keyblade, and with that I'll control Kingdom Hearts. And Terra's like, nuh-uh, no siree, stop right there, Mr. Bister. And everyone starts fighting. Aqua beats up Breg, and he's like, now I look cooler. Ventus and Vanitas fuse, which sorta creates the Keyblade for a second, but then it explodes. And then Ventus explodes. He's just asleep, but his heart goes swoosh over to Destiny Islands to go live in Sora's heart.
Into Sora?
Sure, okay.
Oh my
Aqua
god.
takes Ventus's
Oh, how many people are inside Sora? Pause. How many hearts are inside of Sora? Is everybody just a part of Sora now? Actually, like a power of friendship.
his blown up body back to the land of departure and uses her Keyblade to turn it into Castle Oblivion. She goes, okay, Ventus, I'm the only one who knows you're here. Have a good nap.
Wait, you use your Keyblade to turn it into Castle Oblivion? Why? How?
Now, pat. She returns just in time to see Xehanort possessing Terra, forming Terra
There you
Xehanort,
go.
or Terranort for short. A while back, Xehanort was like, I'm getting old. I can possess someone using the darkness in their heart. That's a neat trick. Also, psst, this is what Norting is. Aqua goes, I am not about this, and fights and defeats Terranort. But Terranort's all like, ha, not so fast, and uses his Keyblade to unlock his heart, which traps Aqua in the realm of darkness and gives Terranort amnesia because we didn't have enough tropes on our plate already, sure.
Oh my god. Oh, and that's why I remember seeing some trailers for Kingdom Hearts 3 where Aqua was like, you're too late, Mickey, or something like that, and she had like yellow eyes. I'm sure that turned out fine later on, but yeah, that's what I remember from the trailers.
Throw some amnesia into the mix. Terranort, just calling himself Xehanort now, becomes an apprentice to Ansem the Wise, and then much later gets his memories back, and goes on to create his Heartless Ansem, this one, not that one, and his Nobody Xemnas. Now we can return to the present in
Holy
Recoded.
balls, dude.
Well, not quite the present. Sometime after defeating Xemnas, but before Mickey's letter arrives at Destiny Islands, Jiminy Cricket is hanging out with Mickey. You see, throughout Sora's many adventures, he's been accompanied by Jiminy, who's been documenting everything that happens. Like, today, Sora spent 15 minutes staring at a bowl of oatmeal. Jiminy's about to turn in his homework to Mickey when he notices some cryptic messages he didn't write, like some
Thank Namine. That stupid message. Write more, goddammit.
lyrics or something. Chip and Dale digitize the journal and create a digital copy of Sora, Data Sora, to fight the bugs that are corrupting the data and, I don't know, hacking hijinks ensue? Pete and Maleficent are there, some C-tier Disney properties show up, Jiminy's journal appears and turns into Riku. It's just whatever. The journal is restored and Data Nominee reaches out to Data Sora and is like, hey, you got a whole lot of business jellying up your jam ram. You got Roxas inside of you and
Oh, wait a minute. I feel like I've heard Data Riku's fight is like one of the harder ones out there in the game. Distant memory from like a chat or conversation that people were having in the Discord.
like Shion's inside of Roxas, and then there's like Ventus sort of fused with Vanitas. It's just a big ol' awkward Inception party in there. It's middle school dance bad. Also, the bugs are a side effect of me messing with Sora's memories, cause Data Sora texts all this to Mickey, who's like, butter my me-shaped muffins, the real Sora's gotta learn about this stat, and writes the letter that then shows up at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2. Data Sora goes, what? Real Sora? As the computer gets turned off, cause Mickey's got a date with the wizard. Yen Sid goes, yo, Xehanort is coming back and we're screwed. We only have one Keyblade Master and you, like, randomly took your shirt off that one time. And Mickey goes, we'll get to that. What about Sora and Riku? If they become Keyblade Masters and Sora gets his jam unjellied, we might stand a chance. And Yen Sid goes, okay, but there's a lot of jelly in his jam. And it smells like peaches. Dream drop distance. In order to become Keyblade Masters, Sora and Riku have to take the Mark of Mastery, the same exam that Terra and Aqua took way back when. But apparently the test is totally arbitrary, and whoever's conducting the exam just does whatever they want, just like real life.
There's no standards
Yen Sid
here.
charges Sora and Riku with waking all the sleeping hearts of various worlds that have been on a constant roller coaster of exploding and being reformed over the past couple games. They bounce through some Disney worlds and wake people up, but not Sleeping Beauty? Come on, it's a game about waking people. Okay, Gam's telling me there's there's a reason. Okay, fine,
Tron?
fine. Anyway, remember the rules of the Kingdom Hearts universe? All that stuff about heartless and nobodies and how destroying both restores the original somebody? Yeah, so all those Organization 13 nobodies Sora killed, they're back as their original X-less somebodies. What? Our protagonist wasn't going around murdering people? See, they're fine. Ha ha ha. Also, keep it together, keep it together.
Legal loophole.
The X in all those nobodies' names isn't an X. It's called the Recusant Sigil, and Xehanort uses it to mark his BFFs and track their location. This even works on clothing, and that's—
You can do that?
God. That's how they're able to track Sora throughout this game.
What? Huh? You can put that in a name and on clothes?
Because they put an X on his shirt.
Oh my god, what the fuck? What? The X on his shirt? Are you kidding me? You know what? It's Kingdom Hearts. Just roll with it.
Woo! Oh, and then this guy shows up. This is young Xehanort. Yeah, so now there's time travel in this series. Good! I am over the heart-shaped moon!
Wait a minute. If there's time travel, that would mean there's a mysterious guy that shows up in the first Kingdom Hearts game. He's kind of like hooded. He comes up to Sora, says something, and then he disappears. Could that potentially be Xehanort? Seems like something a Xehanort would do.
Thank you! It really doesn't matter how time travel works in this universe, and I'm scared to open the wiki again, so here's all of Gam's notes on the matter. Basically, at some point, Evil Ansem went back to Destiny Islands where Xehanort grew up because, because everyone's
of course he grew up there.
He met the young lad and was like, here's some, going back in time potion.
So yeah, the hooded figure is Xehanort. Okay. But then he gave this to young Xehanort.
Go round up all the Xehanorts because we going hard. Because, Xehanort's Heartless was killed in Kingdom Hearts 1 and his Nobody was killed in Kingdom Hearts 2, which means Xehanort's Somebody is back and ready to crack some skulls. And wait, why does he look like creepy old man Xehanort, not Terranort? I thought I understood how this worked. I'm doing my best. Oh, but now we learn about Xehanort's ultimate master plan. In Birth by Sleep, he wanted the Keyblade in order to control Kingdom Hearts. But the Keyblade exploded, and conveniently it likes to explode into 20 pieces. 7 light and 13 dark. Xehanort is all, "Grr, I want those shards." Like he's the villain in a cereal commercial or something. Originally, he planned for the 7 light pieces to come from the so-called 7 princesses of heart. Snow White, Cinderella, Alice, Aurora, Belle, Jasmine, and Kairi. This is all the business with the Princess Pods and Holo Bastion back in Kingdom Hearts 1. But the 7 light pieces could also be the 7 Guardians of Light. Mickey, Sora, Riku, Ventus, Aqua, Terra, maybe Kairi. It's not really clear right now. Meanwhile, the 13 dark pieces are a little harder to come by. We got a couple bad eggs bumbling about, but 13? Not quite. So Xehanort, being the rational person he is, decided to essentially create 12 copies of himself by putting a little Nort into all these nobodies, which together would then act as the 13 dark pieces needed to form the Keyblade. This is why Xehanort created Organization 13. His plan was to Nort each of the members so he'd have his 13 dark pieces, but instead they thought for themselves and were like, what the heck, dude? And also Sora killed everybody, so way to go, Sora. He also tried having 2 of the members be as heartless and nobody, which is totally cheating. Xehanort, being the rational person he is, decided,
Hey, that's a good point. What am I doing norting unwilling people? I'll just find people who want to be me. Like me.
So that's why he sent Ansem to seek out young Xehanort in the past. He's making a new Organization 13 out of some time-traveling Xehanorts and a bunch of other friends called the, wait for it, real Organization 13.
Kingdom Hearts is fantastic. I can't believe this is actually a thing and it exists. And people love it. I mean, I understand why you guys do. Like, I see the appeal. The gameplay just wasn't for me, but still. Man, that's great.
Boo! They should have called it the Super Excited to Be Xehanort Club. So Xehanort gathers himself, young Xehanort, Ansem, Xemnas, Xigbar, and Syx, who are part of the old Organization 13, but apparently just can't get enough of that Nort juice, and 6 other shadowy figures that'll almost certainly get revealed in Kingdom Hearts 3. They're probably like time-traveling goofies or something. Ugh,
probably.
Wait, I hear you counting on your fingers. That only makes 12. Yes, they're 1 short. So Xehanort decides the 13th Nort shall be Sora. He kidnaps Sora because I guess Goofus and Dalent do literally nothing all day, and is about to Nort Sora super good when Lee dives in and saves the day. Psst, Lee is Axel's somebody, and he only really cares about Roxas and Xion, but Sora will have to do. Xehanort goes,
Drat, I'd kidnap you again, but we're all out of our going back in time potion. Until next time, when the 7 and 13 are destined to fight and summon the Keyblade in Kingdom Hearts 3.
And all the Xehanorts disappear. For now. Riku and Sora go back to Yen Sid and they're like, wow, the whole universe was at stake. Glad we got out of that one. Hoo-wee, I almost forgot we were taking a test, haha. And Yen Sid goes,
Riku, you passed. Good job.
Sora failed.
Sora, you almost got Norted. You fail.
And Sora goes, Nort again. All the characters laughing credits roll. Wait, we're not done yet. 2 quick games to go. Union Cross. Long ago, I mean, like, long.
Wait, Union Cross is the mobile game, right? I think it recently shut down, did it? Don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's the mobile game.
Long ago, all the worlds were connected, and it was the age of fairy tales. In this harsh on the eyeballs place called Daybreak Town, there was this guy called the Master of Masters, who wore a sweet hood and trench like the organization dudes, and he wrote this book of prophecies with the help of his Keyblade No Name, which can see into the future, but only the future it's actually around for, like in the same room. Look, it's got a magic creepy eyeball. So the Master of Masters goes to his 6 apprentices and is like, hey guys, I'm gonna peace out. Here, you carry No Name around to pass it down through the generations for no particular future sight related reason, and this box, don't open it. And the rest of you get a signed copy of my book, you're welcome. But little did the apprentices know, he gave each of them a slightly different copy of the Book of Prophecies. They read their books and learn there's a traitor amongst them, but not really. The apprentices scatter to the winds like dandelions and create their own little groups that learn to use Keyblades. Years and years pass, these groups all end up fighting in the Keyblade War and shattering the Keyblade into 20 pieces, and yeah, there's some of your backstory, I guess. Look, this is a browser/mobile game, don't worry about it too much. Like, maybe you should know Ventus and Marluxia's somebody are leaders of 2 of these groups, and there's these things called Darklings that are heartless, born from Keyblade wielders. There's a Darkling on the box for Kingdom Hearts 3 right about, But seriously, if any of this is relevant in Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm sure they'll provide context for it like the competent writers they are. Hocus pocus, these games have no focus. Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage. That's the sound of my soul escaping my body. Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by... Hey, you know what? Let's just call it No for short. Acts as a kind of prequel sequel that sets some things up for Kingdom Hearts 3. You play as Aqua, picking up right after the events of Birth by Sleep, where she was trapped in the realm of darkness by Terranort. She wanders around some Disney world swallowed up by darkness, fights her doppelganger, Phantom Aqua, and finds Ventus and Terra, but they're not actually there. She's just lonely. She fights some shadow monsters and ends up falling even deeper into darkness, but eventually runs into Riku and Mickey. Because, even though her story...
Is this the moment where Riku and Mickey go to close the door to Kingdom Hearts in the first game, but then, all the Heartless have to rip off Mickey's shirt in order to make that continuity make sense?
Story took place 10 years before Kingdom Hearts 1, time is super janky in the realm of darkness. Which sure is convenient if you're a writer and want to get your prequel character into the present story. Aqua fends off the darkness while Riku and Mickey close the door from the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, and Mickey literally loses his shirt just to preserve continuity.
There it is.
There's no other reason. What a guy!
Beautiful.
What a guy!
Oh
The door
my
successfully
God.
closed. Hooray! Except Aqua is still trapped in
Oh
darkness.
my.
Feces. Elsewhere, Yen Sid is like,
Sora, not only did you fail my super simple exam, but your brush with
Super
getting
simple,
noted
yeah.
actually left you Metroided. Look, all your stats are back to level 1.
Sora goes,
Bruh.
oh well, gosh darn, ain't that convenient? I mean inconvenient.
There's no time. Go to the Colosseum from Hercules and hang out with Danny DeVito.
Okay. Also, Lee is a Keyblade wielder now, and Kairi. I am so tired.
Oh,
and
what?
that takes us
Kairi?
to Kingdom Hearts 3. Sora's got to
Okay.
train. Riku and Mickey got to rescue Aqua. Kairi's got to maybe develop into a character. And Xehanort is off somewhere trying to get the 7 pieces of light and the sex club to go to prom
Poor
together.
Kairi,
What'll happen?
man.
Will Xehanort reassemble the Keyblade only for Yen Sid to pull a King of Red Lions and be like, I made this? Will the Disney and Final Fantasy characters actually have any kind of bearing on the overall plot? Will we meet a character without pointy anime hair? Will we get to befriend him over the course of our journey and then in our final moment of need his hair pointifies and he saves the day? Will
Oh my
Goofy
God,
say
pointy
a
hair.
swear? Let's Goofy swear! Hello, if you feel like you don't have quite
That was
enough Kingdom
amazing.
Hearts coursing through your veins, you can watch the 7-hour live stream that started this whole mess, or I might be streaming some Kingdom Hearts on Twitch right now as you're watching this. I can only imagine how well that's going. Also, if you're curious about the production of this video, I streamed myself making the bulk of it. There's a link to the archived streams in the description. I don't have a Patreon, so please enjoy this list of some of my favorite words to say out loud. Sassafras, cumulative, slop, ham-fisted, ham-footed, tomfoolery, hamfoolery, ham-hamlery.
This is a very
Greco-Roman,
unique
Chimkin,
outro, I'll
Aquarius,
say.
Pebble, flap, bingus bongus, treachery,
Bingus
oblong,
bongus is a good
hocus
word.
pocus, tectonic, doldrums, bulbous bouffant, macadamia,
Bulbous
gazebo.
Bouffant, haven't heard of that one before. Well, I'm sure the Kingdom Hearts 3 story is going to make absolute sense and is going to tie up all the plot holes ever.
This video is brought to you in part by me, because I made this. Welcome to a good enough summary of Kingdom Hearts 3. You might be here because you just can't be bothered to play Kingdom Hearts 3, or maybe it's the year 2082 and you're looking for a refresher before Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out. Hi kids, it's me, your grand pep in the past.
Will it
if
ever
you're
come?
confused and lost, well,
Wait, actually no, what are we even talking about? There was a trailer for it, but I don't think there was ever a release date announced yet, right?
I mean, we all are, but you should probably watch my other video first, covering everything up to this point. Alright, then let's do this. Kingdom Hearts 3.
Here we
Last
go.
we saw Sora, he was getting told by Yen Sid to get good. His main task is to relearn the power of waking, which will allow him to help those jumbled up hearts inside of him and unjelly his jam once and for all.
Oh,
I
Shion's
guess
there
that's
too.
technically what he did with Kairi's heart back in Kingdom Hearts 1, but with the power of waking, he shouldn't have to poke his soft underbelly and turn into a bug. Yen Sid
Gotcha.
gives everybody who matters new clothing and sends them off.
Oh, also be on the lookout for Keyblade wielders. We need like 2 more to get to 7.
He says. Sora, Donald, and Goofy fly through a bunch of completely arbitrary Disney worlds that once again do not matter in the slightest, and
Oh,
Sora
Big
learns
Hero 6 was
absolutely
in there,
nothing
too.
about the power of waking. Jack Sparrow is actually a bunch of crabs in a trench coat, and Rex from Toy Story is obsessed with this hot new video game you wish you were playing instead called
Oh.
Verum Rex.
Okay, I think I heard about this one. It was a game that the creator wanted to make but wasn't able to, and so he put it into Kingdom Hearts instead, basically. I think that's the story behind it.
Wait, is he obsessed with it because he thinks it's about him? Oh, and you can make Olaf. Also, Maleficent and Pete
Nice.
are back, and they're looking for a box. They don't find it. Pat-a-pat, aw. Along the way, we're reintroduced to the real Organization 13 and learn who the rest of the
Oh
members
my
are.
God, what an amazing
Disappointingly,
name.
they're all characters we already know. Boo! In addition to the Norts we saw in Dream Drop Distance, there's Larxene, Marluxia, Luxord, Vexen, and Demyx. But now they all have
Okay.
yellow eyes. Yo-oh!
Oh,
Also
no.
joining the gang is Vanitas from Birth by Sleep and Dark Riku, a time-traveling replica Riku from Chain of Memories. This is a different
What?
Riku than the replica Riku we met in Castle Oblivion, and we know this because that replica Riku is hanging out inside of the original Riku like a teenager loitering outside of 7-Eleven. There's also a hand-wavy explanation.
What? Huh? Okay. Sure.
As to why Ansem and Xemnas blowing up revived old man Xehanort instead of Terranort, but don't worry about it because Terranort is back too.
Is actually
and there's even
what?
Another
How did he come back?
We'll get to later. This is way more than 13. There's too many hooded figures in this game. Some of the other former members of Organization 13 decided to be good and stay as somebodies. They hang out back at Ansem the Wise's place and dig through his stuff and find his naughty magazines. They text Sora old memes sometimes. The somebodies figure out what we learned like 3 games ago, that Sora has all these hearts jellying up his jam. Sora's like, I don't know if any of them even technically count as people, but we gotta help them out. He sets out to free Roxas because, ew, girls are icky, but he runs into a problem. For one, Roxas doesn't have a body anymore, and for 2, Sora doesn't know how to release Roxas's heart. Wait, hold up, since when do nobodies have hearts? I thought the whole point was that they're a shell without a heart. You know what? I have no more fight left in me. It's fine. Wrong is hooded, this plot is convoluted. Roxas's friends show up and are like, hey, we don't remember Roxas because we were only friends with him inside a computer. And Sora's like, oh yeah, there should be a copy of his heart in the computer. But they don't know Ansem's password. Beep, boop, sad toot. Meanwhile, Riku and Mickey are so...
Well, I guess maybe you could explain it as like the heart is kind of like a metaphorical thing that they're talking about. It's a concept. It's not actually like... Well, I mean, we did explain it as the metaphorical thing, and we also established that nobodies don't have a heart, so does that mean that they can gain a heart? Or is this just, just let it be kind of thing? Does the power of awakening create a heart for them so that they can have a body and a heart and actually exist as a somebody?
So bad at rescuing Aqua that she turns into anti-Aqua, which is actually fine because I mean she's rocking it. Mickey goes, what happened? And she's like, I was trapped here for 10 years and turned evil and got this sweet outfit. What took you so long? And Riku's like, I couldn't find my big car, my bad, lol. Sora pops out of a portal and helps his boyfriend Riku beat up Darkwa with the power of...
Basically, yeah. It is all about their relationship after all. They have so much chemistry with each other. Kairi, not at all.
Of the gay blade, TM. They unlock Aqua's face so hard she turns good again.
Why?
They zip over...
It's that simple. Okay.
Over to Castle Oblivion, and Aqua turns it back into the land of departure, and they find Sleepy Ventus right where she left him having a big ol' nap. Sora tries to use the power of waking, but Vanitas pops up and attacks Aqua. He's like, heh, and she's like, oh no. Suddenly, Sora learns the actual power of waking because, they had an opportunity to make the Disney worlds relevant, but no, you know what, now is fine, this'll do. Ventus's heart poots out of Sora and into Ventus, and Ventus wakes up. He jumps in front of Vanitas and goes, remember me? And Vanitas goes, oh, that's cute, because that's what I said in Birth by Sleep when Ventus pops him on the noggin. Ow.
No.
Did you toot? Elsewhere, Vexen grabs Demyx and is like, wait, I forgot Xehanort isn't even a real goth. Let's bounce. What do you mean? You willingly came back and let yourself get Norded. I'm a double agent. I'm working for Ansem the Wise. Let's go. Oh. And on their way out, they steal an empty replica body for Roxas. For later. Huh? Ansem the Wise is totally
There's just empty replica bodies? Okay. So I guess Roxas can use that instead.
Fine and wandering about in the background, but he barely does anything, so don't worry about him. Back at Yen Sid's place, the 7 Guardians of Light are finally assembled. Sora, Riku, Mickey, Aqua, and Ventus are joined by Kairi and Lee, who spent 10 hyperbolic time chamber minutes in Merlin's moon bounce, so they're totally trained and up to the task. Yen Sid goes,
son of a Disney, is this really the best we have? Okay, y'all ready to fight Xehanort?
Wait, Mr. Yen Sid, says Goofy. If the 7 and the 13 fight each other, then that'll summon the Keyblade, right?
Yes, what's your point?
So if we don't fight them, then Xehanort can never win.
Wow, Goofy, you're as smart as you are handsome. But if we refuse to fight, Xehanort will just use the 7 princesses of Heart instead.
Turnips, cries Sora. I won't stand by and let Nordy Nort hurt Jasmine and Belle and Snow White and...
No, actually, we're done with those princesses. It's all about Frozen and Tangled now.
But what happened to...
It's all about Tangled and Frozen. It may be, Moana, eventually. Now go up.
Wait, did they really swap out the Princesses of Light just to put in the new Disney princesses? I guess. Sure. Oh, man.
appease our shareholders and fight that Xehanort.
So the
there
7
you
Guardians
go.
of Light and Donald and Goofy take the battle bus to the Keyblade Graveyard. They battle against the trillion billion Heartless, and Sora defeats them with a choo-choo train. But then Terra...
I think that's a thing in Kingdom Hearts, right? Where you have like some sort of special move where you get to use the Disney ride attractions and stuff like that. I think I've seen a little bit of gameplay of it. Don't really know how I feel about that, to be honest.
Nort shows up and kills everybody. Oopsie poopsie.
Nice.
Sora wakes up dead in the final world and puts his soul back
Oh.
together by running through an Escher painting and high-fiving himself a lot. He brings everyone back.
What? Okay, what actually happened there? Did he really do that? I'm like, oh, yeah, the Tokyo Ghoul OP.
To life, and they fight another wave of a trillion billion
Wow.
Heartless. But this time, they summon the power of Union Cross and surf on a wave of Keyblades, and the ghost of this guy without pointy anime hair winks at Sora. See?
Okay.
Called it. Yen Sid, tired of everyone's incompetence, blasts down from orbit and makes a path through the Heartless.
Moses, Moses, I'm doing a Moses.
He yells. Finally, after countless games and years upon years of waiting, we have our 7 and our 13 face off
Finally.
against each other.
Let's see.
It's all tense and quiet, and a tumbleweed rolls past. But Xehanort goes,
Lol, nope. Poof, here's a maze.
Sora works his
Oh,
way through
shit.
Xehanort's last-minute corn maze of cheap suspense and takes
Oh, it's a, what do you call those games? A boss rush? Honestly, I'm kind of glad that I didn't make it to Kingdom Hearts 3 then. I totally wouldn't have been able to do that.
out some organization members. He helps turn Terra Nort back into Terra, and Replica Riku
Okay.
kills Dark Riku while Riku watches. And Sora goes,
Oh.
check please. The final hooded member is revealed to be Xion, and she's
Oh,
evil
wait.
again. But off screen, and some
Wait, how did Xion come to be? Isn't Xion's thing inside of Sora?
the Wise was able to log into his computer after finding his password underneath the keyboard and put Roxas's
Mickey's abs.
Digi heart into the replica body, and so Roxas enters the fight. Xion goes,
Oh.
wait, nope, I got my heart back from Sora. Thanks, Sora, I'm good again. And he's like, when did that
What?
happen? Whoa! All the while,
now
each fight is bringing Xehanort one shard closer to the Keyblade. Kairi, for the first time ever, is about to do a thing, but before
my
she can,
God.
she gets kidnapped. Oh,
Oh.
how convenient. Maybe not.
God damn it! I thought that would have been the moment where Kairi pulled out a Keyblade or something. Guess not yet.
Next time, Kairi. Maybe next time. Sora's like, heck, I'm not gonna fight and let you summon the Keyblade. I throw down my sword. But Xehanort goes,
Oh yeah, what if I do this?
Psh, okay, sure. Threaten someone I don't even know.
This is Kairi from Destiny Islands.
I think I know what Riku looks like.
Pinty Garter, your friend is now murdered.
And he kills Kairi. Wait, I think I remember who she is now. No! In a frenzy, Sora defeats the last Norts, allowing Xehanort to summon the Keyblade.
I made this.
Oh yeah, that was the thing I wasn't supposed to do. Whoops, he says.
Now I'll summon Kingdom Hearts and make it purple and drippy.
Says Xehanort.
No.
Duck noises, says Donald. Yuck, says Goofy. Or at least he should have. Mickey, realizing he should probably do something of note in this game, stops time and
Probably,
pulls
yeah.
Sora aside. Hey,
What?
so it turns out that most of the organization
What? You can just stop time, Mickey?
members you killed were traveling through time, which is why they were back even though you defeated them before. And Xehanort is the portal that lets them do that. That makes every...
Oh no. Oh god, I see where this is leading. Sorry, you're gonna have to time travel back to defeat them in a different time. Oh god. Right? Oh god.
amount of sense. Thank you, Mickey Senpai. Oh no, is that a wave of Heartless I see? Stops it. So they dive into the portal that is Xehanort and wind up in Scala ad
Wait, they dive into Xehanort? Literally?
Calum, the stairway to the sky, and prepare for their final, ultimate, you better believe it's gonna be epic, anime showdown. Sora believes in himself, Xehanort turns into a goat, and the player mashes L2.
What? Okay, give Riku smooch, yeet that goof, rage form, and turn into a boat. Oh, the final command is Zelda. Hell yeah, we should use that.
a lot trying to select the right. Damn it! Well, at least someone turned into a boat. At last, Xehanort is defeated.
Darn grummit, my plan was awesome. Everyone was gonna be all like, "Oh, Xehanort, you're so cool."
But you're not so cool, old friend.
Everyone gasps with astonishment because it's the ghost of Ericus present. Yeah,
Oh, the
this is one
ghost?
detail I probably should have mentioned in the last video. When Ericus died in Birth by Sleep, his little soul particles got caught in Terra's hair, and he's been quietly hanging out inside of Terra this whole time.
Oh my goodness. His soul particles got caught in his hair. Roger, I read you.
Xehanort goes,
Heck, I guess you're right. I quit. Let's go get some sushi.
Ericus and Xehanort hold hands and fly off into space, and there goes any chance we had at catharsis. Okay, cool, this is super underwhelming. Sora picks up the Keyblade and
Okay.
swooshes everything back to normal, and everyone's like, hooray! Lee is chilling with Roxas and Shion, Aqua's hanging out with Ventus and Terra, none of whom have aged in 10 years, okay? And Sora goes to Riku and is like, well, spit me out like the pit of a palpu fruit. I can't believe we all made it back in one piece. And Riku goes,
Where's Kairi?
do remember Kairi died, right? Oh yeah, but if I bring her heart back, I'll be lost forever. Where does it say that? It says right here in my dramatic endings for Dingus's book that I ate for lunch. So Sora brings Kairi back to life and fades away. Later.
Oh my god. This is not equivalent exchange. Sora, why? I don't think anybody would have been all that sad if Kairi wasn't there, but... So if Sora disappears here, then what happens in Kingdom Hearts 4? Does he just wake up somehow in different reality? Like the real world? At least from the little bit that I saw of that trailer.
Nerds. And just then, Namine walks over and starts breakdancing. Ow! Meanwhile, Pete and Maleficent actually
You just see
find the
Namine
box they've been
breakdancing.
searching for this whole time, and it turns out
Oh, wait, that's the box from the mobile game. Union Cross, right?
to be the Master of Masters box from Union Cross. Remember that one
Yeah.
right there? A hooded figure arrives and summons four of
the
the
same
5
guy?
foretellers.
Oh.
They're like,
Four
Sup,
of the
Luciu,
five.
the other apprentice from Union Cross whose face we've never seen. You are right here in the lineup. Yep, that's you. Why have you portaled us here to the future? Also, we're missing Snake Girl or Rabbit Girl or whatever. And Luciu takes off their hood and reveals themselves to be Zigbar.
This man. How? He's just been there everywhere. Who is this guy? What is his deal?
They apparently didn't die earlier. And are Luciu. Zigbar or Luciu is like, whoops, looks like Xehanort's out of the picture and I'm the villain now. Hornga's hens, the ride never ends, hee hee hee. And then Sora wakes up in Tokyo and the guy from Vero Rex is there. Yes, the guy from the fictional game Rex was obsessed with. I do not know. Don't look at me. And that's it for Kingdom Hearts 3. Or is it? Might be. Most of Kingdom Hearts 3 took place in an alternate timeline dreamscape, and there's actually some semi-decent evidence to back that up. I don't know. There's a link in the
God.
description to the theory, and it makes me mad that it's plausible.
Oh boy.
You can also click here and watch Gam read the theory to me while I work on this video that you're watching. Good night, everybody. See you in 15 years. Also, look, I got stickers now. pointsnail.com. Bye. Also, get
Nice.
out of my house.
Oh, I'd be so mad if it was all just some sort of alternate timeline or like a dream or whatever. All right, and for the final one, good enough summary of Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind. Very, very short, so let's see what this is. You good, bro? You're almost there, man. It's one of those days, huh? Okay, what did this DLC do?
So, Kairi finally did a thing, but it made her really, really tired. So she had to
Okay.
sleep it off for a year. Please come with me.
Okay, so what I'm getting from that is that Kairi in the DLC got a Keyblade and did a thing, and then just slept. Finally, she did something, but it doesn't seem to have much impact on anything. Well, Kingdom Hearts it's crazy. The story is crazy. A lot of it also doesn't seem to make too much sense within its own logic, but hey, that's the beauty of it, I guess. Regardless though, that was an amazing set of videos. I really love the cute little animations that we did here, so yeah. If you haven't already, please make sure to go and support the OG. I guess now I'm ready to watch somebody else play through Kingdom Hearts 4, because I ain't doing that.